Hello guys, today's video is about how to read and write numbers to the billions. So let's start by writing a number. This is a number 6. Let's add another number. Let's say 5. This number is 56. 56. Let's write another number. Let's say 3. How are we going to read this number? It's 356. 356. What you need to know that in every 3 numbers, we need to add a comma. So every 3 numbers, we need to add a comma. Starting with the ones. 1, 2, 3, comma. And let's say we have one number here, 4. So how are we going to read this number? So before reading this number, we have to name the comma as 1000. So TH stands for 1000. So let's read this number. 4 as the number 4, like 4,356. Let's read together. 4,356. Let's add more numbers. Let's say we have 7 and 3. Let's read this number together. 734,356. One more time. 734,356. Now, just like what I told you before, in every 3 numbers, we need to add a comma. Like this. 1, 2, 3, comma. 1, 2, 3, comma. And let's put another number like 9. And let's name this comma as million. So how are we going to read this number? It's 9,734,356. Let's try again. 9,734,356. As simple as that. Very easy. Let's try to add more numbers, like an 8 and a 3. How are we going to read these numbers? It's 839,734,356. 839,734,356. Now, just like what I told you the first time, that in every 3 numbers, we need to add a comma. So 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3, comma. And let's write 6 here. We're gonna name this comma as billion. 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 We have billion, million, thousand. How are we going to read these big numbers? We read this as 6,839,734,356. So far, so good? Let's try it one more time. 6,839,734,356. Let's add two numbers in here. Let's say we have 1 and 0. So how are we going to read these numbers? It's 106 billion. 106 billion. 839,734,356. Let's read it together. 106 billion 839,734,356. So here's another example, and let's do it a little bit faster. Let's say this is our number. Okay, so how are we going to read this number? So before that, let's name the commas first. 1, 2, 3, comma, let's name as 1,000. TH stands for 1,000. 1, 2, 3, comma, let's name as million. M stands for million. 1, 2, 3, comma, this comma, let's name it as billion. B stands for billion. Billion, million, thousand. Now let's read this together. 830 billion 57,900,005. 830 billion 57,900,005. That's very easy, right? Let's try one more example. Okay, so how are we going to read this number? So before that, let's name the commas. This one is 1,000, million, and billion. Let's read together. This is 62 billion. 62 billion. 5,023,643. 62 billion 5,023,643. Very good. So do you want more? Okay, let's have this one. How are we going to read this number? So let's name this as 1,000. This one is million and billion. So in every three numbers, we need to add comma, like 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3, comma. The first comma as 1,000, the second comma as million, and the third comma as billion. So how are we going to read this number? It is read as 385 billion. 385 billion. So on our million place, we don't have numbers. These are all zeros. So we won't read this number. We're gonna skip this and proceed to the next number, like 385 billion 650,000. We don't have million. 2. 385 billion 650,000. 2. Another example. Okay, so this is thousand, million, and billion. So this is 1 billion, no million, 5,000, no unit place. So this number is read as 1 billion 5,000. 1 billion 5,000. Very good. So this time, let's try to write the numbers in short word form. Example. So the first comma stands for thousand, the second comma stands for million, and the third comma stands for billion. So we have billion, million, thousand. So if we are going to read these numbers, it is read as 36 billion 462 million 310,219. So let's try to write these numbers in short word form. So this is 36 billion, comma. So 36 billion, comma. Next number is 462. So we have 462 million. So 462 million, comma. 36 billion 462 million. The next number is 310. So 310,000, comma. 310,000. And last number is 219. That's it. 36 billion 462 million 310,219. Very easy, right? Let's read together. 36 billion 462 million 310,219. Very good. Okay, let's try this number. So the first comma is thousand, the second comma is million, and the third comma stands for billion. So let's try this number in short word form. So 18. So let's write 18, B as billion, 18 billion. And please don't forget the comma. So 18 billion, comma. So here we have 3 zeros. So we don't read this number. So we're gonna leave it. So we don't have million because we don't have number here, only 0. So 18 billion, no million, no million. So let's proceed to the next number, 680. So 680,000. Again, we don't have million because the given numbers are all 0. So we don't read that number. We just leave it. So we have 18 billion, 680,000. And the next number is 30. So just write 30. As simple as that. 18,680,030. So 18,680,030. So here I have a number word form that we need to write in standard form. So how are we going to do that? So before we write this, let's read it first. It's 8,633,251,011. As you can see, there's a comma after the word billion, million, and thousand. So that's will be our guide in writing this in standard form. So let's start with billion. So billion. So we have billion here. So 8 billion. So if we are going to write that, it's 8 billion. So billion, comma, so we just write comma. So 8 billion or 8 comma. Next, 633 million. 633 million. 633. So how are we going to write 633? So 633 million. Let's replace it with a comma. Remember, billion, comma, million, comma. We have 251,000. 251,000. 251,000, right comma. So 8 billion 633 million 251,000, and the last number is 11. So just write 11. But we are not going to leave that number like that. So we have to add 1 0 in front of 11 because we need 3-digit numbers in each place value. Okay, so like here we have 1 2 3 comma, so we need 3 numbers in units place value, and then thousands place value, and millions place value, and billions place value. So we need 3 numbers for each place value. So we have 1 2 3 comma 1 2 3 comma 1 2 3 comma 1 2 3, and so on and so forth. So this is 8,633,251,011. Okay, you put the 0 in front of 11, not after the 11, because it will change the number. So it's 11. So how about this one? So we have 309,012,001,527. So how are we going to write this in standard form? So let's start with the billion. Okay, what number do we have in our billion? It's 309. So if I'm going to do that, let's say like that. So 309 billion, if you're going to write this, it's 309 billion. Okay, billion as comma. Okay, so change billion into comma because we are writing this word form into numerals. So 309 billion. So next is 12 million. So next we have 12 million, comma, change million into comma, but we need 3 numbers. So we cannot leave this 2 number. We have to add 1 more number, and that's 0 to make it 3 numbers. So 309 billion, 12 million, and then 1,000. So if we're going to write 1,000, thousand as comma. So 1,000. 309 billion, 12 million, 1,000. So we need three numbers here. So we have only one number, so just add 2 zeros in front of the number 1. Okay? So 309 billion, 12 million, 1,000. And we have 527. So let's do this. Okay, wait a minute. Just give me a second, please. I can't. Okay, so here's another example of number word form that we need to write in standard form. Let's read. 309 billion, 12 million, 1,527. So we're going to write this number one by one. So let's start first here in billion. So 309. How are you going to write 309? So 309. 309. As simple as that. 309. Billion, instead of writing billion, just write comma. 309 billion or 309 comma. Next, 12 million. So 12 million, how do you write 12? 12, 1, 2, 12, 12 million, comma. But we cannot leave it like that. We need to add one more number because we need three numbers in every place value. So we need 0 here. We need to add 0. So 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3, comma. So in every three numbers, we need a comma. So 309 billion, 12 million. Next number is 1,000. So just write 1. And then 1,000, comma. But we cannot, again, as I told you, we need three numbers. We cannot leave this number like that. We need to add 2 more zeros in front of the number 1. So 309 billion, 12 million, 1,000. So 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3. And then 578. So just write 578. So this is the standard form. So to make it clear, let's write this number word form in standard form. So just copy 309, comma, 309 billion, 12 million, 1,578. So here's the standard form of this number. 309 billion, 12 million, 1,578. Easy. Very good. Okay, that's all for today. Hope you understand, and please answer your worksheet correctly and please do it well. Goodbye.